What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Pedro and Hannibal podcast. I'm with my good friend and hoop star, Pedro. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. My jumper is probably not as wet as yours, but I'm still happy to be here.
Probably not.
Probably
Probably not. If I was a betting man, I'd say that to be the one thing I probably got you on. So
probably, and it's embarrassing, but because of my skin color, yeah, you'll probably look at me like, what has he done? Like what was he been doing all these years? Did he dribble a basketball? How he knows so much about it and hasn't, it's a thing. I don't know.
listen, Hannibal, I play with plenty of brothers that could not ball. You're right. Don't worry about it.
Appreciate everyone that come in already. I gotta see Hector here, see Kuala Ya here, I see Nova here.
Yo.
And appreciate you guys coming through. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And
a lot happened in the last couple of days.
I know it seems like Hannibal finds ways to talk about Brooklyn stuff and New York stuff. It's not my fault. Like this, I didn't make this. I didn't start this. I didn't say Steve Nash leave the Nets and somehow Sean Marks is able to sign the basically he's still a coach of the Boston Celtics, right?
Yeah.
Ime Udoka is basically reportedly is going to become the next coach of the Brooklyn Nets. Pedro, your thoughts and analysis.
I feel like we talked about this a couple weeks ago with Steve Nash. I thought maybe this would happen. Not surprised. Ime Udoka being the possible coach of the Nets seems like a good fit. Possibly, I think. I think he deserves to be a coach still, and that's my opinion. So I think it would be interesting. Does he coach the Nets for a year? Go back to Boston? It's just a whole lot, right? Probably not. I would think, right? But it's weird. It's weird. But Hannibal, it's the Brooklyn Nets. So shout out to my Bulls. Put down the Nets the other day. Came back in the fourth quarter and beat your boys. And I need that redemption since your G-men beat my Bears a couple weeks ago. So that felt nice.
It's just so weird. But there's one thing that Steve Nash can do. Obviously, Hall of Fame point guard, but it was something else that he done. I'm gonna show you real quick what some of his skills, other than obviously coaching basketball.
What all do you want from me? ARs and them 223, fucking around with me. You see, I'm hot on 500 degrees. Heard he caught a body, but that does not mean shit.
So guys, you haven't seen, obviously it's audio medium and for the podcast, but there's a really cool TikTok of Steve Nash embarrassing himself. Actually, he had some decent moves, but clearly he could dance better than he can coach. It's been reported that Steve Nash told the Sean Marks, the general manager of the Brooklyn Nets, that the players were not responding to him. So that's a report. So he may have realized it wasn't working. That's why I don't know if it's a firing or just.
I heard it was kind of mutual. From what I read, it was kind of like a mutual understanding. And I think once you lose the locker room in professional sports, got to be hard to get it back. Yeah. Right. And especially in the NBA, where it's like there's so few players. You know what I'm saying? Like in football or baseball, you got a lot more players. So if you can get a few guys on your side, maybe things can turn. Basketball, nah. If you lose that locker room, you're done. I think he knew that. So
Sean is quoted, over the course of the last days we've been talking, and I think it came to a head. So he was out of his league as a head coach. It just seems like there were no schemes, no adjustments. Maybe he thought, I just have like the greatest two players. There were three at one point. They'll figure itself out. Like, I don't know if he thought he was D'Antoni or something. If you're familiar with Mike D'Antoni, he's more of a freewheeling, okay, push the ball, forget about defense. We're gonna score more points than you. But I think Mike D'Antoni had schemes as a coach. Like, I think especially if he had a really good point guard, he could do some great things. Yeah. The problem is Kyrie did not really. I don't think he respected Steve Nash from the very beginning, which is weird that him and KD chose or sign off on it.
Yeah.
So it was weird that it kind of went that way. We gotta stop. Just because someone is great as a player does not necessarily mean they're going to be a great coach.
No.
The Steve Kerr thing is a special thing because remember, You know, you didn't know that. You didn't know this, but Steve Nash was a general manager at one point. So it's like,
I had no idea. Yeah.
Right. I mean, again, he didn't do a lot to. Yeah, if he was killing it with the Suns, he'd be like, oh, he was a great GM. He did some decent signings. So Steve Kerr had more, I guess, knowledge in all facets. But yeah, Steve Nash just was not. Good point right here from Nova Dasher. Steve Nash couldn't relate, but why? He's a Hall of Fame point guard.
Yeah, and two-time MVP. You know, like he's played with some of the greats that these guys respected. So who knows?
Yeah.
I think, and I've been saying it. You know, we say it a lot. The Brooklyn Nets have a couple personalities on that team that are just different, and I think the hardest thing to do in management is dealing with personnel and different personalities and guys that might have other interests or different agendas. And Steve Nash, being a rookie coach, never coached in any other facet before. And you want me to coach James Harden, Kyrie, KD? Oh, Harden's gone. Oh, I got Ben Simmons. Like, nah, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much to ask for him to do, I think. Yeah. And I don't know what assistants he had around him. Jock Vaughn is a coach now, interim, right? He's an ex-player, point guard as well. But is he ready? I don't know.
I mean, and that's the weirdest thing. And of course it's Brooklyn. Of course it's New York, because that's what we want. Yeah. We want drama and weird shit. That's what we're all about. So we're gonna go find the guy that's currently suspended from the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics seems like they're ready to let go. I told you it was something weird. Why would they let him go? Why would Boston Celtics say, yeah, go ahead and let you take this job? Why?
They didn't want him. It's got to be something else. It has to be something else. How do you not want the guy?
I don't know.
That's just got you to the finals, and you got a young core. They're still a very young team. It's got to be something else, man. Who knows? I mean,
our buddy Hector says that no coach is going to be able to fix this this defense. Yeah,
and they're small. They're very undersized. They're very undersized.
But they shouldn't be losing these games though. There's something going on. Now, Ime Udoka has a really great defensive mindset. The Boston Celtics was a great team. This team literally shut down and swept the Brooklyn Nets. So he, just by one person coming in there with that kind of mindset, he'll realize that, or the players will realize, hey, I can't skip out on defense. I'm gonna have to play hard. I have to put some, and he'll have some schemes. A lot of it just seems like it was too much freewheeling. It was too much. I mean, I've read, I don't know this for sure, that some people were saying Steve Nash wasn't drawing up plays at sometimes. Like, it was like, you can't do that.
No, you can't. And I think even different types of personalities like KD or Kyrie or Ben Simmons, like, I still believe superstars still want to be coached. You know, they'll gravitate if it's a good coach with a good scheme or a good plan, or they can really buy in. You know, Steve Nash didn't. Maybe he didn't care enough. Who knows? But listen, KD, that team, they got some problems, like the Lakers, man. Like they just don't. Today's NBA, the way it's changing and shifting, like there's a lot of young teams. Yeah. A lot of the NBA is very deep. A lot of good teams, right? So I just think the Nets are just a little behind. And even if Ime Udoka comes in, if he's a defensive mindset, they don't have training camp to go through some of these things. It's hard to do that on the fly when you're, almost 10 games in or whatever it is. It's going to be very difficult because it might take 10 or 12 games just to kind of get the rhythm. By the time that happens, you're, a quarter of the way through the season. So I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Well, I when I first told you the news, which you said, I think may happen, that now it's just ego and pride now. Yeah. Your coach got fired. Now KD is reported to be shocked by this. Okay, sure. It's time to. This is embarrassing now.
Yeah.
Now it's just a will, because you guys are too talented for this. It's now his will. Now it's like, okay, everyone thinks that this is embarrassing, that we're no good. They should rattle off some wins. As much as the NBA is deep, there are some terrible teams, and they should not be getting beat by average teams. Like, all right, maybe they may not be able to handle the Bucks or, the 76ers or the Suns or stuff like that.
Right. And they lost the Bulls are solid. I mean, the Bulls got players, but usually when you have a change in coaching staff, especially on the head coach level, that next game in most sports, I think the win percentage is over 90%. So I was surprised that the Nets did not win versus the Bulls. They had the lead for most of the game, and then Kyrie had 4 total points. I think all of them were in like the fourth quarter, like towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
So, but I'm surprised that they didn't win that game. But it's not looking good. Not a good start to the year. That's not how you want to start the year.
There's already weird situations going on with Kyrie again. Apparently, he tweeted something, either a book or something that was considered anti-Semitic. So that's a now.
He tweeted about the history of black Jews, I guess, right? And like what that, but now I see that he is donating $500,000 to some type of foundation that educates on hate or something like that. That just came out just a few hours ago. So I don't know. It's a mess, man.
I tell you, if I was managing these, either it was an athlete or a musician, I say just donate to dogs, cats, children. Stay out of politics. If you're not well read enough to comment on it, don't comment on it. Like the black Muslim stuff or the black, I have some idea about that. But if I'm millionaire basketball player putting my $10,000 in shooting the basketball and dribbling the basketball, I'm not going to sit back and try to. And all he did was tweet a link. I mean, at this point, it's still legal in America that you can still tweet something or express something. He didn't say certain things like Kanye West. But
I like how you said it. I like how you said at this point because we're getting close, aren't we?
This is a total disaster. The Knicks look better. I mean, right now, I think they're playing. I think they're beating their team. I gotta check.
Hector probably knows. Hector, what's the score? Yeah. I'm sure he's probably watching it.
When you said the Knicks was going to go to the playoffs, 3rd seed or something like that.
He said something ridiculous, almost as ridiculous as you saying that the Brooklyn Nets are going to win the championship. So both of y'all are just crazy, but it is what it is.
Listen, I'm not going to push. I'm not going to let that one go. Like, it's already late. You're
in. I got the Bucks playing the Mavs. Those are my 2 teams to play for the finals, and we'll see what happens. But those are my 2 teams. So,
well, I think are you still confident with your Mavs though?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I think I still think they're going to be fine. Yep.
Because right now they're playing the Utah Jazz. They're losing by 5. But Utah, that's another weird team. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
A couple of years ago, they were really a lot of wins, but then they've had some injuries and got rid of a couple guys. So obviously, Donovan Mitchell's with the Cavaliers now. So
since Kyrie is my boy, I'm gonna try to see exactly what the hell he was tweeting and maybe check out a book or 2 and. Hopefully, what I report, we don't get banned from when I say, well, the problem is with what's going on with the Jews, and then that'll be it.
We're done.
They'll just cut the feed off, and
let's just even stop talking right now. They're listening. Everybody's listening to everything.
It's like this is what the problem is. So we don't know. It's a confusing situation, and we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I don't know. I mean. I don't know. I don't have an answer to anything. Nova Dasher, since he lives in this area, he's asking, how about them Wizards, though?
Listen, who
knows who? Why will we know about what the Wizards are doing?
Listen, Bradley Beal's from St. Louis, man. I mean, I'm rooting for the Wizards just because of that. But
they did beat the 76ers by 10 points. I guess I stand correct. I'm sorry, Nova. I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, because look, same thing with me, Hector. I'm like, the Wizards, stop it. Like, what are you talking about? But then they're beating the 76ers, so I was like, all right, maybe I should stop. I should stop it too. I feel you. Is any surprising teams that you've noticed? I haven't seen anything surprising.
I haven't watched. I don't get into basketball fully until about Christmas for me. Like I check out some games, but I don't get into like all like the standings till Christmas, because then I feel like once you get to that point, it gets a little more interesting for me. But I haven't been so the Warriors have been they started out good. Have had some issues. Miami looks decent. Lakers have been look horrible, but Russell Westbrook's coming off the bench. When they did that, they won the game.
They actually beat the Denver Nuggets.
They beat the Nuggets, which was shocking because they were 0-5. They needed to win.
Yeah, Russell needs to come off the bench. It was so bad. The coach was crying. Like, it's just he's like, can't believe it.
It's bad. It's bad. At this point, it's like some people think LeBron's like just playing just to play with his son in a year or two, or Suns in 2 or 3 years, and then catch Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and that's it. But
yeah.
who knows?
Who? I mean, yeah. At this point, what else are you going to be playing? The West is too deep. You're not going to make the playoffs.
West is super deep.
He'll get the scoring title. That's a big
sure.
deal. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
But that's about it. And Nova is still telling us what he has. They have low key Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh, Porzingis. Oh, wow.
Remember him? Remember he was supposed to be the new. He was supposed
unicorn,
to be the
yeah.
unicorn. I mean, that's what Kevin Durant told him. Like, this guy is special. And injuries. I would say injuries and his attitude. I didn't like how he left New York. He thought he was bigger than everybody. And we were all New Yorkers were really mad when we traded him. We thought like, no, just keep him here. But we realized we didn't lose that much. So
he's a good player, but injuries, Kyle Kuzma, trash. Bradley Beal, big fan.
Kuzma could play. How dare you?
Kuzma is okay. He's a little overrated. He's okay. And I like the kid from Arizona, Hashimura. I think he's hasn't done what I thought he'd do in the NBA, but I think he's solid.
That's a badass last name. I like that. I see Kristaps Porzingis run. The guy can't run.
He looks like
he's slow.
He runs like a baby deer, like a fawn or something. He's like he's just weird. It's awkward.
But you see Giannis run. He's a goddamn like a machine. You don't look awkward, and he just running with like any of these like something. I mean, all right. KD is not necessarily, the most athletic looking dude, but he don't look the way Kristaps looks when he runs. I'm sorry for shitting on your Wizards, Nova. It's okay. Kyle Kuzma over Ben Simmons.
Ooh, no. Ben Simmons has not looked good. So, you know what?
The man has been out of the league for a year. Yeah. Can we give him a break? Back issues, injuries,
no,
mental health issues. We all care about mental health when it becomes, for the women, but man has mental health. We're ready to throw him away, and I appreciate it. We're gonna stop this right now.
I know you got. Is that a Ben Simmons poster behind you? I see. What is that?
Maybe
is that
not.
Signed? Is that a signed?
I don't like his outfits. If he had better outfits, yes, I would get. He looks like a clown.
It's weird.
He has a clown. He really has clown colors that he has. Yes, he likes yellows. It's like you're too light skinned. Stop wearing the yellows and oranges. I mean, right? You can say if you agree. I don't know.
I listen to fashion on some of these guys is crazy, but these guys are on another level, man. They're making millions of dollars a game. Some of these guys, so you know what I'm saying? Like it's stupid. It's like it's just crazy. So,
well, you know what? I just played the Powerball earlier tonight. So, I think it was $1 billion now. What's the Powerball right now?
$1 billion? What?
Yeah, I only play because it's on the app. Yeah. It's on the app. I didn't go. Yeah, so no, it was yesterday. Was it yesterday?
$1 billion?
No, it's today. Yeah, it's 1.2 billion.
That isn't. Where's this money coming from? I guess it's coming from people like you that have an app.
Yeah, all the idiots that keep playing and playing. Yeah, all the morons that keep playing.
All right, let me ask you a question. Okay. So how much is a Powerball ticket? $4 or $5? And how many did you?
$2 a ticket.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yes, I think I played like $6 or $4.
That's not bad. Yeah.
I would not want to win that game. Win that much money though.
What?
I know it's a weird thing.
Hold on. So then why did you just throw away $6?
Oh, I just wanted to play it. But
you were bored?
If someone gave me the money, I wouldn't say I take it back, but it would weird me out to win that much money with no effort or like I didn't make it. And then like, okay, then if you did win that money, your whole life is going to change. Yeah, what are you going to do?
I want that problem. 100%. The first thing I do.
All right, good question.
First thing I do is I call my pops and say, "Pops, we made it. Come over here. Let's talk. I'm gonna get a lawyer, and I'm gonna hire the lawyer I'm gonna hire the main guy. I don't want a partner. I want the main dude.
Yeah.
Hire a lawyer. How do I figure this tax stuff out? I want to invest. I want to do this. That's the first move. And then I'm buying an island somewhere. It's my second
Hector
move.
says I'm only saying that because he wins, he'll disappear. Good question. I mean, I didn't think about this, but Pedro, you won that money, would you stop YouTubing? Like, will you just go ghost, or would you tell people you won?
No. The first thing I do is I get my money, my family behind me. I get my lawyer to get my money right. I wouldn't tell YouTube. No, I would not do that. But I would probably at some point after it came out, I probably would make some kind of video, and I'd continue to make videos. And I'd give away all that money I made on YouTube. I'd be giving everything away, or I wouldn't even monetize it. And I would just be on a beach, and I'd be drinking Mai Tais and margaritas all day long. That's it. And I make sure my kids were all set up, and I would give away a lot of money. I'd probably do something positive with it, but I'd be chilling for sure. Yeah.
You know what? Thank you, Matthew Green. I think that's what bothers me. The paranoia, the loneliness, the isolation. Because you can't go outside, really. You're not going to a restaurant or a bar. Because the problem is, I think in New York, you have to declare your name. Like you can't claim it anonymously. I would just feel so isolated. And why am I talking about like I have a chance to win? It's just weird. Like it's just weird. I don't know. They win that much money.
I want to get Hannibal to say this on camera right now in front of the people that are watching. This is a legal conversation. If Hannibal wins, just give me what do I need? What do I need from Hannibal if he wins? He don't want the money, so he can just give me half of what he gets. So you got to pay taxes, so you got to give him about 400
so the taxes you got to take. Yeah, that's good.
So you're gonna have 400 something million. Just give me 200 million, and then that'll take some of the paranoia off of you. You know what I'm saying?
I think it would be less paranoid if I did tell everyone I did.
Yeah.
Even though it would be crazy, but maybe I'll have some control over it somehow. I don't know. But some people just like, fuck that. I'll get that money. But eventually you can get bored with every experience, every vacation, every experience. You can have 4 women on you. Eventually you're going to be bored with that. You're going to be bored with traveling.
So you're saying you'd rather win like 10 million and then have like 6 million or something like that.
I'd rather just be completely honest, enough to pay the debts. I'm good. Like pay whatever, or just pay what I don't have to, and I'm good. I don't want to be known because that's a problem. Good question, Kuala. Yeah, no, I don't have a chance. There's no chance. It's like you.
Well, now that you're saying that, you don't. Yeah.
Yeah. I did it. Yeah, quick pick. I don't have my own numbers, so you're definitely not gonna win. Because usually it's like I use a number from my great grandmother and their birthday, and I win. And usually what happens is always old people win. There's never 21.
It seems like it. It seems like it. It does seem like
it's never. It's like, you know what? Good for them, because they're about to go anyway. So like go crazy. I think that's what most people, older people, they usually are the ones who are doing that.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't change. Like I wouldn't have like I say this now. I wouldn't have some crazy fancy cars, and I would not start dressing different. I wouldn't buy gold chains. I wouldn't like buy this mansion. I wouldn't change, like how I move wouldn't change. I'd just be more focused on, okay, what do I do with this money so I keep my money for the people, my generations behind me.
Yeah.
And, I buy a few purchases. I'm sure I buy my mama house because she lives in an apartment. The people around me I take care of, by whatever that means for them.
Yeah.
And then and that would feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like setting up my nieces and nephews and just with some kind of college deal if they wanted that, or money for a business they wanted to start when they turn 18 or something, and that would feel good because you feel like you're making a difference. But I wouldn't be like wilding out, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I wouldn't do that. I think maybe, I'd I'd be on vacation. Like I'd be on the beach all the time, like I said, and just living a simple life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I think also is how everyone else would react. How your friends and family will behave, because to say they will all just be cool and no problems, that's probably not true, right? You're gonna deal with people hitting you up out of nowhere, sob stories. I think that's why a lot of people who are successful and wealthy don't look all that happy. I think they got to deal with so much nonsense outside of just dealing with what they do. But chances we're not gonna win. I just thought it was really interesting. But you still do gig work. Yeah, definitely.
What? Hold on. Who asked that question? Who asked that question? Put that back up.
He did say no. He said gig work over. Well, yeah, obviously.
Oh, okay. I thought he said, "Would you still?" Okay, I was about to go crazy. Like what?
Like how dare you?
Yeah, I win that money. I'm gonna be in my car tomorrow, peddling McDonald's for $3.50. I doubt that.
Right? No, not at all.
Never.
But it's actually a sad segue into the Takeoff story, where no matter how much money you make, if you're still involved in these kind of circles that are having these kind of issues where people just take out guns and start shooting, it don't matter how much money you're gonna have. And I'm sure you guys all know Takeoff from Amigos was killed, 28 years old. died early Tuesday morning in Texas, I believe. And it's pretty depressing. Migos is not necessarily everyone's favorite cup of tea. I enjoy their music, and sadly, Takeoff was probably the most talented of both of them, which is interesting because he was the quiet one. He wasn't out there. Like, I think Takeoff and Quavo had more of the flamboyance and charisma, and they dating other famous women and going back and forth for relationships and just having that publicly. You didn't know too much about Takeoff. Like, he just did his thing. And one of my favorite songs, usually he was on it. And if you listen to a lot of his music, Takeoff is probably the most lyrical of all of them. And again,
I agree with that.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, and people didn't know this until he died for the most part, but Takeoff was Quavo's nephew. So, and the sad thing is, it has been reported that Quavo was arguing with somebody.
And saw a clip. Did you see the clip?
I did not watch it.
So they were outside of a bowling alley. They were outside of a bowling alley at 2:30 in the morning, and there was people were saying there was an argument over a dice game. And other people are saying that's not really true, but there is a clip of Quavo kind of arguing with somebody. You hear them talking about basketball and some various things, and then some people think the Bulls were meant for Quavo, and then
Takeoff just got hit with some strays.
It's crazy, and I knew the Migos music from the mainstream stuff, but I never listened to any of their albums. I couldn't name, but I started listening to Yesterday and Today. I listened to the Culture album from 2017, a little bit of that, and then the Culture 3, which I think was last year.
Yeah.
And I've heard some of their stuff. Some of it's really catchy. It's very different. It's a different type of trap music. The way that they ad lib and do, that's what they're known for.
Yeah, the ad libs are strong. The beats,
but like I gave it a shot. I was like, let's this R.I.P. Takeoff. Let me listen to some of his music and just kind of And not a fan. I can't get into Migos, but Takeoff lyrically was the best one in my opinion, and I liked his flow. I liked, but the other ones I just can't.
Yeah,
I couldn't get into the music. I just couldn't.
And that's that's totally fine. They kind of had a sound that's it's not a lot of substance, but when you listen to Takeoff when he's rapping, there's some more substance to what he was saying compared to the other two. And it's another thing sad. Apparently, Takeoff was the one that told Quavo to take rapping more seriously, like to get off of the, because they came from like the dirt, like they didn't have any money, obviously, and Gucci Mane helped them out, obviously, when they were coming up. It's just they were probably at one point the biggest rap group around, right? Like they were running everything,
for sure. They were like the Black Beatles. People were calling them the Black Beatles. They were on Atlanta, the popular show with Childish Gambino of Donald Glover. And he kind of phrased them like, hey, these guys are coming up. And this was right in the height of their beginning, just 2017, 18, 16 or 17. And they're obviously, I feel like what saddens me the most and what is extremely unfortunate is we keep having these conversations, right? Yeah. Rappers keep dying. Some old ones, some young ones, senseless, about robbing, people trying to rob jewelry over. And these are men these are fathers. These are grown ass men, fathers, still in the streets, tens of millions of dollars net worth. Quavo's probably worth $100 million, I'm sure, right? He seems to be the one that's real popular.
They blew up,
and they're still out on the streets at 2:30 in the morning having arguments. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, Like, it's just weird to me that that's still happening. And when you look at like the music, the things they're talking about the life, right? And it's like, I don't get it, man. It saddens me. I don't know. It's just unfortunate. It's senseless. You know what I'm saying? Like pride and ego get in the way, and this is what happens. This is what we get. So now you don't think Quavo's affected by this? His nephew just got shot in front of him. Okay, I think Takeoff
feel guilty. Maybe he could have de-escalated the situation. He could have done something different. Not take like what that meant. What that argument meant. Nothing. Didn't mean anything. It wasn't worth your nephew's life. Of course not. And you're right. We're talking about the same situations that are happening, and we have a culture problem. It's a cultural problem. They're trying to live through these rap lyrics. They're multi-million-dollar basically businesses upon themselves. They're not they're from the streets, but they no longer belong in the streets, but they think they do. They think that I need to still represent myself as if when I had nothing and I had to use selling drugs or being violent to survive. You no longer have to do that. But the problem is their lyrics and their persona, they can't let it go.
Yeah.
And
well, that's what got them popular, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kanye West said something the other day, and I don't agree with everything he says, but I agreed with this. If you look at, I think his exact quote was something similar to, if you look at the top 10 songs on Apple iTunes right now in hip hop, they're all about murder, drugs, disrespecting women. That is what is being sold to everybody out here, right? And that's what they were selling. And then we're surprised when bad shit happens. And it's like, that's what's so sad about it, right? It's just like, as an artist, they should be able to rap about whatever, and it's real, it's not, it's your perspective, it's your hood. But like, if you're worth $100 million, like, what are you doing at a bowling alley at 2:30 in the morning? There's a good comment here. You probably got a bowling alley in your house. Like, why are you out here? Is your pride and ego that big that you have to still be a part of the streets and have these arguments, and then your nephew gets shot in the head? Like, that's, to me, it's just crazy, man.
You know what? Going back to why I probably felt weird about earning that much money, because I feel like that's it. You can't go out at all. You're secluded now. And I think that's why a lot of some of these celebrities are a little weird, because you shut yourself up, because you have to protect yourself. You got to protect your property. You can't be out 2:30 in the morning. But what happened when it used to be back in the day, when you probably your best times of your life, where you had little to no money, that you were able to hang out. I mean, that's one of the funnest times of my life, of hanging out in the city 2-3 o'clock in the morning, but you're nobody. And that kind of nobodiness is freeing compared to being well known. Also now,
but nobody's dying. Nobody's dying on the block too. There's nobody that's going to die in St. Louis tonight. I hate to say that, but that, you see what I'm saying? So I don't see it that way for real, because I think that a lot of not a positive things will happen after 2 a.m. That's kind of like a joke, right? Like, we can have some fun, but I think it's a cultural issue that we have as young Black and brown men in this country, man. That's what we do, because you don't see this happening. Country stars are worth more than these rap stars. You don't see a Morgan Waller or Luke Bryan, or these guys ain't getting into that shit. They're out at 2:30 in the morning. They're probably in their country farmhouse chilling with their family and friends. Like, we have to figure out like why we feel the need that our pride and ego get so big. I feel like a lot of us are still trying to prove something to the world, right?
Yeah.
And it's a mental thing. Like, it's in our heads, it's in our psyche, because we're growing up. We ain't got a lot. We get shit on by certain people. We get pulled over by the cops. You got this going on. You don't have, you're starting off as a negative, and then you finally get something and you feel so good. You want to flex. You want to show everybody what you got. But we have to, like Kendrick Lamar said in his last album, we have to break the generational cycle. Like, you know what I'm saying? We, at some point, that's what we're missing out on, in my opinion, because there are people that got more money than the Migos, and we're not seeing the issues with them. They're in the streets, they're doing this. TMZ's, Leonardo DiCaprio, all these people. The Rock is out here. You see The Rock is the people's champ. He's everywhere. That dude's worth $1 billion. Like, so for me, it's not about the money. It's like, how are you moving? And you can't be moving like that with 50 people around you arguing at 2:30 in the morning when everybody's high, everybody's liquored up. You know what I'm saying?
People look at someone that's looking for a reason to make things, take things another level.
It's wild, man. I don't
know. Nova Dash talking about Aaron Hernandez. Clearly, he could not leave the life that he left, and also he had some really bad CTE. Like, his brain was, he was basically gumbo at that point. But it's culture, it's the ego, and it don't seem like it's ever going to change, no matter what we say. Like, everyone's gonna be super sad. Some rappers, Boozy was like, this rap shit is not fun anymore. Like, why am I still doing this? I forgot this other rapper crying and stuff. Like, I don't want to be a rapper anymore. It's the culture. What happens when you at home with your kid, who's talking to these children about what makes sense, what doesn't make sense?
Yeah.
I think the problem is it's still a good thing to be ultra aggressive, because you have to do that to make it to get out the streets. But then if you make it, why are you still doing it? And maybe that's all they know. That's how they look at the lens of life. Because your formational years when you're a child, that's how you kind of shape your position on life or your perspective on life. So you think just because I made it, I still have to be this aggressive because that's how I've interacted with the world before that. But Takeoff, he had nothing to do. Like, he was just chilling, it looks like, straight, and then multiple shots, and he's gone. And Quavo now has to deal with that. And
sad, man. It's crazy.
And looking at other comments about black on black crime, and a lot of people think that's a bad thing to say, but it is what it is. That's what's happening. Mostly because you going, white people are usually gonna have the victim is gonna be another white person. It's where you are in your community. But if you're walking around with $100,000 worth of jewelry on, you're going to bring attention. Yeah. And I don't know what else you really can say about that. That you're going to bring attention. Someone in that group, in that background, in that crowd wants that chain, wants something. Or if you did dirt before you blew up, you may have hurt someone. You may have done something, and people don't forget.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and the clip I saw, and it was a 30-second clip. I saw it on like TikTok maybe or somewhere. It's hard to say. We keep talking about this. Where's the security? Where are the bodyguards that are armored, like that have guns and can legally carry guns? Where 2:30 in the morning? That's a perfect spot, the perfect place that you should have.
Yeah.
If I'm hanging with my boys, like we're going out like that, there were women there, like boys having a good time. I got a dude waiting for me in my car down the block. I got 2 bodyguards with me. Like, that's just the price I pay for what I have and how I'm presenting myself, right? With the jewelry, like, where is he? Like, you have trained bodyguards. They're gonna be able to see some things, and you have
de-escalated
fast.
The
pride and the ego gets so big, they don't want to
Correct.
have that, because it's like, oh, well, no, I don't need no bodyguards. I'm good. I don't got to check
Yeah,
in. I'm
I mean, because
and then you lose your life. Like, come on, like
that's
crazy.
already a diss that you could put on a rapper if he has security. Like, you had security. Like, you're not tough. You're not you weak. Ultra wealthy people spend a lot of money on security. What's the CEOs for Facebook? I think Uber and Facebook, they spend about, I think whoever the CEO, I know Zuckerberg is CEO, they're spending over $1 million a year on security. Imagine spending $1 million a year in security. They have to, right? Like, what? Too many people are crazy out there, and mental health is getting worse and worse. People are ready to take it to the next level. You gotta protect yourself. I just don't see anything changing. It just, Takeoff is going to be, he's not the last rapper that's going to get gunned down this year. This year, and we're almost done. I still feel like next couple of weeks, something else is going to happen, because you know what the problem is too with that situation? They probably were out hundreds of times around that time, 100 times. Currently, when they had no money, then they had money, and it just took one bad night. One bad night, and it all went to shit. So,
and these things can happen. I mean, stuff it happens. Like I said, there's going to be, St. Louis is not the safest place, right? There'll be somebody that will, unfortunately, you hang out late, there's drugs involved, or maybe there's booze or this or that. Like, stuff happens in big cities where there's crime and in certain communities. And, so Takeoff is obviously RIP, right? Because we know he's a celebrity, but like, this stuff's happening every day in a lot of cities across America, right? And it's similar situations. There's bowling alleys in St. Louis. There's gas stations. There's this, there's that, and this stuff happens, and it's like, it's for nothing. It's literally because somebody has their ego so big, and they want to argue, and we have this machismo, like, I'm gonna be right. I want to be right. I want to, and it's like, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's take that energy and like build something. Like, let's. And it's tough, man. It's tough to see it because it's been happening. I feel like almost more in the last few years. I don't know. Maybe because of like you said, people are on edge, and it's, coming out of this pandemic, and people are ready to snap, and inflation's high, and people are broke, and it's like, we're stressed, and it's like, people get pushed to their limits, and this is what happens sometimes.
Yeah. And I agree with Hector, kids no guidance, There's no structure. The streets are the only teacher, so things are gonna go crazy. Because there's no semblance of logic and sense. It's everything's emotional and live in the now, deal with the right now. Nova Dasher, he mentioned that 6ix9ine is still alive, probably because he has security. I mean, and it's just it's I don't think that's things are not going to change. I don't really none of us had the answer. I think the answer is going to take decades of culture being changed from when these people are children to let them know like this way of life is not sustainable. Yeah. But when hip hop is, multi-billion-dollar business, a lot of rich people profit off of this kind of music that is facilitating violence, right? Like, not facilitating, but expressing it in a way where we can't tell the difference between reality and entertainment, like everything else, right? Like we could watch The Godfather and realize it's all actors in a movie, but I feel like when rap music, I think a lot of people think that everything they're saying is what they actually did or they would do, and it's like, no, it's all bravado, it's all over the top. I feel like it's similar to wrestling, but wrestlers don't go out and wrestle after when the match is over, but rappers will still act like they are the toughest, biggest, baddest person, and there's people out there that's going to take it to the next level. And
we've made hip hop is, and I don't have data to back this up. Maybe we have something we could look on. I feel like rap and hip hop is it's the most popular music, in my opinion, in the country. It just is. I think it's the most popular. It's everywhere. Like we've talked about this. It's TikTok and all the dances. It's all hip hop and all shapes and colors like it. And they're listening to it. They can't even relate, but they're listening to it. And it builds this thing of like, it's numbing us to think that that's okay and it's cool. And listen, I love hip hop. I love it, right? But the issue is I understand, like, I can separate the entertainment and like the way I live my life.
Absolutely.
Not everybody can do that, right? They're looking at it and it gets them geared up, like, oh yeah, I want to do this, I'm going to do that. And then you mix a little booze in, a little weed. It's 2:30 in the morning. I'm at a bowling alley. I got these fine women around me. I don't want to look like a punk, right? Yeah. And it's just it's bad, man. It's just, and I love hip hop. Like that's the main music I listen to, right? But sometimes I have to like remind myself, like, all right, like, what is this? Growing up in Chicago, I seen some things. My cousins were part of that life, the gang life, and it's bad. Like, so now as I'm a man growing up, I can realize, like, I'm glad I didn't go down a certain path and like I didn't let the music grab a hold of me. But I think the music and the life and the culture is grabbing a hold of a lot of people because they don't have that foundation at home. Like the people were saying in the chat, like it starts there. Like education starts at home. If you make it a priority for your kids, I know you do for your son, right? And teaching them life values and, having an understanding, hey, they might be listening to the popular rap music, but like sit down at the coffee table and talk to them. Hey, I see you've been listening to the Migos and you're listening to 6ix9ine.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Do you know what they're talking about? How's it have the parent? Not enough parents do that. And it allows the kids to use their imagination and think that that's okay. And then it desensitizes them when they see things at school or see things on the news. They think that's normal. That's not normal.
Perfect way to talk. But yeah, it's not enough education at the home. We already know the public education system is having some issues, and especially for young boys. We talked about this before, where young boys are falling behind. So they're gonna need some assistance to let them know, like, hey, this is not the path you're going to go. Not most of these, people who are, not everyone's going to make it to be Migos in terms of being successful, talking or even using the street as the way to propel themselves to the kind of multi-million-dollar status. Most 99% won't make it that way. Mm-hmm. But if you actually spend some time in school, learn a trade, you can live a comfortable life, and that's not being put out there. So, rest in peace, Takeoff. My favorite song he had is on The Culture 2. Mm-hmm. It's called Gang Gang. They sampled some beat from or at least like an Indian song. It's like a lady singing.
I was listening to them today, like yesterday and today. I didn't think I listened to the second album.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite. Migos had a bunch of mixtapes as well, but yeah, that one song beat is nice. And it's it's unfortunate because 28 years old, you probably had more to provide the world, but that's not how it's going to go. All on Halloween, man. It's
crazy, man.
Did you do anything for Halloween? I know you did, right? Did you dress up anything?
No, I don't dress up. I never was a Halloween kid, really, even, or a young adult. I went to a few parties as a young adult because it's fun. Halloween parties are a good time. But no, we did a little fire in the house, a little fire. We had some candies for kids if they came. We had one family of 3 kids show up. We hung out outside for a little while. We kind of live on a busier street, so like the foot traffic isn't great for it. If we lived a few blocks over, it would have been different. There's a lot more kids over there, but we just hung out. Yeah, we didn't do much. The baby's a little too young. We could have dressed her up, but it would have been for us. She wouldn't really remember anything. We don't need all that candy anyway. So I was like, let's just wait till next year to dress her up. So we didn't do much.
Fair enough. Same thing. I spent a lot of time just editing. I think this is the first Halloween where I didn't really do much of anything. Kind of came and gone. I think I was looking forward to Thanksgiving, to be honest. But I did see some Halloween stuff. I didn't tell you about this. So some, obviously celebrities or they have their costumes and they put more effort than others. But I don't know if you saw what P. Diddy was for Halloween.
I did.
It
was amazing.
If you guys haven't seen this, P. Diddy is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's pretty obvious that he's crazy. It's pretty obvious something is wrong with him. And you could tell a lot of people do not like him, especially if you were signed to Bad Boy in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Him and Mace been going at it. Yeah.
He did not take care of you. And he played the Joker. He played the Heath Ledger version of Joker way too good. It was too good. I'm actually have 2 clips of it. I'm just going to just show you. This was insane. Let me see. Look at the first one.
Tyler the Creator. Tyler, you are my favorite rapper in the world. He looks beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, no. This is top tier. Get out of the car. Tyler, you got again. Tyler the Creator.
What is wrong with him?
Listen, shout out to Tyler the Creator. Extremely talented.
Yeah, I love that guy. Yeah,
underrated. Yeah,
super talented guy.
But Puffy, man, what a Puffy? Like,
I got
what's going on?
It's another one. Let me show you real quick. What is wrong with him?
That laugh is too good.
Oh yeah. He did almost get into a fight somewhere as the Joker outfit. Like he was arguing with someone, but trust me, PDD has security. So you don't have to worry about that.
He could have listen. He could have just been having fun. Like I feel like P. Diddy does this with these parties. Like he's dressed up before. This isn't like this character is unusual, but I feel like I've seen him dress up and do things. I mean, I don't know. He's definitely taken some L's in the last couple months and been a little weird and said some things.
This all connected.
It might be connected. Yeah. Talk about it. What's your opinion on it?
He was way too comfortable being a psychotic, murdering villain of Gotham. It was I think, to be honest, I think he felt like himself for the first time.
Oh shit. Damn. Listen, I love Bad Boy. Record. I mean, Puff Daddy.
Take that. Like
all the Bad Boys come out and play. Like I love all the stuff he did, but like he's maybe you're right, man. I don't know.
All right. We all know what happened to Heath Ledger partly playing that character, and I bet you Diddy went to sleep like a baby. He had no words. I mean, of course he didn't do a movie, but damn it, that looked weird.
Could have been. He looked like. Good. I mean, if they were going to do another Batman, they've already done 50 of the damn movies. But if they were going to do another one, maybe you want to cast him. He looked pretty good. I would not even mind. Giggity says that man has to find his comfort zone. Man. Yeah, but you don't want a comfort zone being like. I don't know if you watched the Netflix show with Dahmer. I did actually. Yeah.
Like this guy, he's such a method actor. He slept and wore Jeffrey Dahmer's clothes. to get into character.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's
See that?
Hold on.
Yeah, I do not. I am
gross.
not making that up.
That's gross.
Listen,
that's nasty.
That's some method acting to a point
Yeah,
where
but he's gonna win. He's gonna win an Emmy for that. He was really good in that. Like he was good. So he's gonna win an award. So maybe some of those method actors do that kind of stuff from time to time, I guess.
There was a meme that was like, yeah, he spent a lot of time being Jeffrey Dahmer, and then like the response underneath was like, wait, what does that mean? Like, what was he doing? Like, how far was he trying to be Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the latest Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix? Have you seen that movie?
No. I heard didn't hear
deep,
super positive stuff. So and I also the movie was too long.
Yeah.
Pedro, these movies are too long now. I don't have the attention span to watch a 2-hour and 45-minute movie. I can't do it.
You do. I'm going to challenge you right now. Listen.
The new Avatar movie is another 3 hours. I'm not going to sit in the theater. After 2 hours, my back is hurting. No matter how comfortable the chair is, my back is hurting. I'm like, okay, a lot of this movie could have been cut out, man. Too many these long conversations could have been 2 minutes. These directors are masturbating. They're like, look at me. Look how awesome I am. You're a creator. Sometimes you gotta kill your darlings. They call it, right? Like cut out scenes that you think is great, but most people don't like, right? And these directors don't want to do that. They like,
you're right.
The director for the Avatar said, I don't care how long the movie is. You guys binge watch Netflix. I don't give a damn. This is 3 hours.
I tell you what, watch the last 30 minutes of the newest Joker movie. Just watch the last 30 minutes. You can give 30 minutes.
Oh, the Joker movie. Oh, I thought you were talking about the last Batman movie.
No, Joker.
Oh, I did see the Joker. Yeah,
with Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah.
I thought it was a solid one. I liked his rendition. It's more like awkward, uncomfortable, kind of.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Like, so all your Jokers, you got the Heath Ledger one, obviously. You got that terrible one from, I forgot who did the 30 Seconds from Mars. He's saying
Jared Leto.
Yeah, his Jack Nicholson, obviously,
which is just different, but that's the Joker I like because he's
so you like Jack? The gangster, like the gangster one was Jack Nicholson. Like Heath Ledger was just like that, psychotic, like mental patient.
It's a little deep.
And Joaquin kind of he made you feel like, oh, I see what's going on. I see why he turned this way. Like, oh,
it almost gave you like empathy for him, right? Because it talked about his character a little bit and his history and some of the things he was saying weren't crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely.
It's a little more relatable. But I like the Jack Nicholson. I mean, I was a kid. The first Batman, like he was funny. It was
he was still dangerous and crazy and aggressive. But Batman, no matter how many Batmans, there's always going to be that was at one point that was my favorite superhero because he wasn't really a superhero. He had to figure all that stuff out himself. I mean, he was a billionaire, but Peter is crazy. It confirmed. I mean, I always thought something was wrong with him. Way too into it. I think he probably slept in that outfit.
It was weird. It was too good. And at first, when I saw a video, I was like P Diddy, Joker. I was like, looking at like that doesn't even look like him. He had so much good makeup and like everything was outfit was good. Like that's really dedication to dress up like that, because that's taking some time to get together.
Our homeboy Gig said he got in his comfort zone. Probably finally felt like himself. Tyler, the creator.
Obviously they're at some kind of party with other industry or celebrities or whatever, but
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So there's one more Halloween-ish story. I want your and obviously everyone else's opinion on this. So I'm gonna show you the real, I guess, picture, right? A$AP Rocky and Rihanna. Me and Pedro do not like A$AP Rocky.
No,
we don't like him at all. Like he's able to do things that we couldn't have done. It should have been us. And it's not. And he's
middle finger to A$AP Rocky.
I really don't like him. I mean, I like some of his music. His first album was pretty good, but he's able to live the life that we don't. Mm-hmm. So, this is a picture I've seen a lot on social media. So Halloween comes and someone else decides to copy it, and you see it looks like a mother and her son, playing it. So, like, all right, that's interesting. But then this is a Facebook post I saw. And I'm gonna read this and you tell me your response.
Okay.
Let me hide that. Okay, cool. Some toxic moms, quote unquote, groom their son to be dependent on her life as his number one priority. So his love can be replaced the love that she never got from a man or gets from a man. Toxic fathers too, but y'all not ready for that conversation. It's, quote, it's not that deep, unquote, if your mind ain't deep. Props to all the non-toxic mothers doing an amazing job raising their children like princesses or princes, I guess.
Princesses,
Princesses. Great parents deserve honor. So he looked at that picture. It was a Halloween picture. Looks like it's his son, the woman's son, and her, and she's Rihanna, and our son is A$AP Rocky, and she's pregnant. And usually, if you're gonna follow that costume idea, the father should be there, right? The father should be not the son there. So it looks like it's possible she's probably a single mother, but we don't know from that picture. But
we don't know. We're assuming, but we're assuming, but we're
If he was a betting man,
yes. If I was a betting man, we're probably not together. Yeah,
not together. And this is a common critique of many single mothers that they will kind of put their male son as if they're the man in the house when they're not ready for that, or either putting different, I guess, maybe not the most healthy relationship. But I don't know. I mean, I know I didn't warn you about this before, but what do you think about his comment? I could put it up again.
I got it. So he's basically saying the mom is grooming the son to be dependent upon her because she doesn't have a man and doesn't have his father. Basically, it's kind of how I got that. Yeah. And we're not ready to have that deep conversation because it's a lot going on there. I don't know. I'll say this. It's Halloween. Let's take that into right. It's Halloween. People dress up.
Yeah.
People dress up. Do I think it's weird? Yes, because
at first I thought
son. It's not. It's not.
Yeah, I thought it was weird. I looked at it and I was like, not my idea, but I kept scrolling. Like I'm not typing and going back and forth. But he felt like this is not a healthy relation, or this is not a healthy way of doing Halloween, right? Like, should it have been he's the father? He's not. Clearly, that's your son. So you being pregnant and trying to be the Rihanna thing just seemed a little odd, but not enough to go and type. But he's, like I said, this person's reading all into it. He's saying, hey, listen, where's the father? This is an unhealthy relationship that you're having on this son. And you're looking to get the same love from the guy that left you with these kids. And I do notice sometimes when a single mother will take a picture of their son and dress them up the running joke is sometimes you see a single mother dress up child especially a son, like the guy that left her. Yeah.
And maybe that's what he's going with that comment, because he's like, it's too deep. Y'all ain't ready to have that conversation or whatever he said. Like that's, I would hate to think that is happening, that a mom would groom a son and make
and
her
maybe grooming
is
probably not the best word, because this sounds like,
he used that word though, right?
He did use that word.
That's a strong word to use, because that grooming happens.
Yeah, and I don't know. I guess I'll try not to say defend it, but I think he's trying to say that the mom is to be controlling to a point where, how sometimes when a man, boys turn to a man and brings his girlfriend, the mom may have issues with the girlfriend because now in one interesting way the girl is taking away the son from the mom. And these are not, most moms are not doing this, but in terms of that controlling aspect, I think that's what we use. But grooming is very obvious. There is using for certain things, but I don't know. And also,
I see what he's saying a little bit. Like I get, because there are, so this young man, let's say 10 years from now, based on his age, 10 years from now, maybe he's dating and might have 10, 15 years, he got dating, has a serious girlfriend. He brings that girl home and the mom just ain't feeling it, because that's like her little man, right? No girl's going to be good enough for, and it's like,
yes,
you're not going to, you're my son. You're my mom, mama's boy. I come first, not your wife. Like, that's an issue in a lot of families, actually.
Oh, yeah,
the
definitely.
mom is like, no, that's my boy. I birthed him. He's gonna side with me first. Where it's like, nah, that's my wife. Like this is a person I chose. So like that's definitely a thing. And I think he's talking a little bit about like that because that's where the groom word might come in because she's like setting him up for what the expectation is going to be as he becomes a man. But I look at it like that's just a weird costume. Like maybe they're really, but also maybe they're just really fans of.
She loves Rihanna clearly,
right? Maybe they're
Rihanna,
from the
obviously.
same island. Maybe like the family just loves Rihanna. The son loves Rihanna, so it was like, hey, this is cute. Could have been the son's idea. We don't know that, right? So there's a lot of information we don't have. It's a picture. But I clearly think that man had definitely something he was trying to prove with that post. It was obviously very well thought out.
Oh yeah, there was it was a bloodbath. Like, they were all yelling at each other. But this we think about this idea from Kedra says that I think the guy was projecting his trauma on that picture. He created a whole scenario.
Great point.
I mean, I mean, this point we don't have all the information. It's possible that he dealt with something like that. And he's looking at it. Maybe something similar happened to him where he was probably propped up to be, dependent on his mom, and it messed up his life. I mean, we all have our own story of why we arrive to the decisions we make and the things that we do. It's possible. Bobby says that he took it too personally.
Yeah, I was thinking that. You guys are bringing up some really good points. I think because a lot of us, I'm guilty of it myself. I look at things, and I think most of us do it actually. It just depends on how far we take it. You see something, you internalize it. You watch a movie, you listen to music. It's like you feel an emotion with that. You see a picture. So he definitely went the next level with it. And usually when you go that far, you probably are internalizing it on some level.
Yeah. He definitely for him to express himself, he definitely wanted that conversation. And it's out there. We don't know if it's from that situation though. Like those scenarios do happen where there's certain parents, you could go from moms or dads, but some parents are very, 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 very controlling of the children. And, certain elements do pop up like that. But
can you put that picture back up of the kid and the mom?
Yeah. Oh, give me a second. Hector says, future tip, don't use your kids in a couple's Halloween thing.
That's what's weird about it to me. That's what's weird.
But not enough to like it. I would have looked at look at this picture, I would have scrolled. I would just like, eh. But when I saw the big comment with that guy right underneath it, I'm like, oh, what is this guy saying? Yeah. Is it that big? It is a little weird.
You also know what? You know what we're kind of missing here? We don't know if they're separated, if they're not, if the dad's in the picture or not.
And the dad could be in the picture. He could
the dad could be in the picture. The man might be working right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's not assume too much. But why don't we give a little like credit? Like she's spending time with her son on Christmas, on Thanksgiving, dressing up, spending time doing things, taking a picture, like having a moment. Like that could be a positive. Some parents don't even do that, right? Yeah. So I think there's two ways to look at it, but I definitely think that comment he might have been internalizing a little. Definitely weird. The mom's a little weird. I would say that. That's a little strange, but it doesn't mean that it's like grooming or completely bad.
Yeah, because he already knew what people were going to say when he posted, so he was like,
he wanted to smoke,
quote unquote. I know you guys are going to say it's not that deep, but it's just not deep enough for you guys to figure this out. And you're like,
he wanted to smoke 100%. Yeah, there are times when you put a comment out there, or whatever, a tweet, whatever. A comment on a YouTube video, the smoke's coming. And you want it. You know what I'm saying? I've done it. Like, that this is you're gonna say something. You're gonna piss
I got some time
off
today.
I mean, I got some time. I want to see, and he definitely did that, and he got what he wanted. I'm sure out of it.
Yeah, so. Tell me what you guys think. Obviously, the chat has been buzzing with this one. There's a lot of different angles to go about it.
Can you put up this comment from Hector? Astros are 3 outs away from throwing a no-hitter in the World Series. That would be amazing. That's crazy.
Baseball, right?
Well, they just lost last night 7-0 to the Phillies, and they're down 2-1. So but if the Astros throw a no-hitter, it's got to be Justin Verlander, right? Because he pitched game 1. So Hector, let me know is it Justin Verlander? Because that would make sense in my opinion.
How's this factor with the Yankees? If it's not, I'm out. All right.
They got swept by the Astros.
I mean, if it's not about the Yankees, I'm not interested.
Yeah, you're a homer, man. I get it. It's fine.
Hey, excuse me. Don't be a bit. Just because there's nothing wrong with that. If I am one,
It doesn't mean you can't appreciate other teams or other things that are happening. A no-hitter in a World Series. I don't know the last time that happened.
Yeah,
if it's ever happened. So
Yankees need to be in there, or I'm out. Or the Mets.
I think Aaron Judge is going to the Dodgers, bro.
I think he's going to. What's the other team that they said they're going to pay whatever it takes? I think the Giants or something like that.
Maybe the Giants, Padres. It's the same teams that have.
I think he's a West Coast kid. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, the Yankees ain't keeping him around. Probably First of all, not. they insulted him apparently with the deal and then released the deal publicly, or the one of the deals he didn't like that. So when you piss some guy off, he already broke a record here. He could leave and move on. I mean,
the Yankees got to pay him. He's still young enough. He just paid a man.
Is he?
Pay him $500 million or whatever it is.
He's older at this age when the mega contract comes in because he started later on.
Oh, did he? Is he? What is he? 28, 29?
Let me look. Aaron Judge.
How old is Aaron Judge? 28, 29 would be my guess.
Let's see. How old are you, sir? He was born. He's 30.
He's 30.
30. Okay. So, would you still break the bank for him?
So 30, you give him 5 years, and you give him.
He's not. He wants. You know how these guys are. They want.
Yeah, they want 10, but they don't. In baseball, they don't really do that as much, especially if he's 30. So they're going to give him 4 or 5 years. I bet they offered him 4 years, and I bet they offered him $200 million. I bet they're going to give him $50 million a year, and he said no. That would be my guess.
But it's going to be a stupid team like the Giants or something. They're like, we're going to give you 400. They're going to say something ridiculous that if someone's going to offer you $400 million, you're going to take it, right? No matter what team you're going to be. Knowing that,
I would. You wouldn't. You turn the money down because you don't want $400 million.
Pedro, you don't understand what I'm trying to say. You don't get it. I wouldn't turn down if I earned it. Aaron Judge earned the money. I'm not saying you earn. Listen, take all the money you earned. It's just the sudden windfall of cash just comes out of nowhere. And it was like, I don't even know how to manage this because I didn't manage, you know what I mean? So, but I know no one's going to agree with what I said earlier, which is fine.
Oh, it's fine. Listen, man. Listen, we all got to live our life. Money ain't everything. That's for damn sure.
And again, I guess if I did win, no show next week. So,
yeah, no. If you win that money, we're doing the show from somewhere. We're going to do it, but we're going to do it in a strip club, probably in a strip club with 4 or 5 big booty hoes.
I'm going to get drugged. I'm going to get drugged and my belongings will be taken from me.
That's probably where Hannah would do the podcast. He'd be at Legends or whatever the famous strip club is over there. And, it would be, it'd be on. Yeah.
Kyrie apologized. Okay. So he did the I take responsibility post. I oppose all forms of hatred and blah blah blah. So he kind of
$500,000 donation. Yeah,
he caved.
I think but the NBA didn't. What was weird is the NBA didn't fine him. They didn't do anything.
He just tweeted a link. It's kind of
But I'm surprised because the NBA is very progressive in the way that they.
I'm sure they push. Listen, you cannot. All right, I'm gonna whisper. You cannot make them mad. You make them mad, you can get in trouble. Like I'm trying to tell you. But
Adam Silver is.
Oh yeah,
right. So I'm just saying. I'm
trying to tell you, David Stern. What you thought? What do you think, David Stern? I'll type right now, but I'm not.
Let's not get canceled before we even start.
Yeah, David Stern too.
Yeah,
that's all we're gonna say.
Let's not get canceled before we even get to 1,000 subs or anything, bro.
Listen. We love Jewish women. Bobby, he was going to do something on Saturday. That's their holy day with one of them.
I don't even know. We lost me with that. I have no idea.
We talked about last 2 weeks ago. Bobby. You know what? We'll move on.
We're 30 seconds from getting.
Canceled. Actually, we've already hit 1 hour and 10 minutes. Look at that. We're doing our thing. Let's So Pedro wants to cry about the did I put it on?
Yeah. Remember the what I sent you, the Bears?
Yeah.
My Bears. Okay. I'm going to give Hannibal a minute. You got to give me a minute. Let's see if Hannibal can find it. My Bears last week got rid of Robert Quinn, defensive end. We got rid of our best player on the team, Raekwon Smith, arguably the best linebacker in the NFL the last 2 years. At least in everybody's top 3. Most tackles. He's been playing phenomenal. He's a captain of the team. We're 3-5 or something, still in a wild card hunt. Justin Fields has been playing better. Offenses looked better. Coaching calls looking better. Okay, we just lost to the Cowboys, but whatever. We looked better. And we're making all these dumps. We're getting draft picks, which I'm not mad about that. We get Chase Claypool from the Steelers, the bum Chase Claypool. He had one good game 5 years ago. He had 4 touchdowns in one game.
He got some good. He's
been trash ever since.
I don't know if is it his motor, his mind.
I don't know. He makes too many TikToks. I think he's one of the TikTok NFL.
Oh, he's one of the TikTok. Juju Smith-Schuster
yep.
and all those.
So I just don't understand what the Bears are doing here. But we could win the next 2 games and be like right in the middle of even the NFC North or for the wild card. Like, it's just weird. But do you have the clip? You have the clip.
So right, the Bears are breaking people's hearts. They're breaking Pedro's heart, but they also broke this grandpa's heart. Let me show it right quick.
Hey, Grandpa. The Bears made a trade.
What kind of a trade they made?
They traded Roquan Smith.
Tell me a little bit about it. What are we doing here?
They did not.
Yes, they did.
They traded him to who for what?
They traded him to the Ravens for a draft pick. I haven't seen what draft pick yet.
Must have been 2 number 1s.
I don't think
He's good.
It might be.
He's the best defensive end they got on the team.
I'm crazy. I'm
They retraded him?
Yeah.
Aw, it's so sad.
That man's just sitting there trying to make his little cute ass sitting on the whatever he's sitting on, trying to cut up an onion, and his daughter's got to come, or his granddaughter's got to come and ruin his whole day, man.
He's 145 years old. It's like, wait, the best player on team is gone for what? I don't know. Draft pick. You know, 2 number 1s going. Who? No one getting 2 number. What player you don't give 2 number 1s for?
There's probably
Mahomes.
Mahomes, Josh Allen.
It has to be a quarterback. Can't be any other
Justin
player.
Jefferson, maybe.
Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald, probably not at this point. He's getting a little older.
Yeah.
But there's a few. But yeah, he's not worth 2 number 1s.
So maybe like 2-3 players in the friggin' league.
Yeah. Plus, they didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to pay him. Probably, he's got. But it's just like, man,
yo, Hector. Hector is trolling you. Daniel Jones for sure.
Daniel Jones. What do I got here? You know what Daniel Jones is worth? This sad little sack of pumpkin seeds. Daniel Jones is worth these pumpkin seeds I got from a pumpkin the other day.
Pedro, I don't know if you may have forgotten. When you get a chance after the show, go check the record of the Giants before you decide.
6-2, something like that.
I mean, they're above 500 by several games.
Yeah, I think I said the other day. I think they lost this last week, right? And
the Seahawks.
They're going to go on a losing streak, right?
They were in it, but I just felt like they weren't really in it. I don't know. The Seahawks defense was just.
Yeah, you guys lost to Geno Smith.
And I was talking mad shit about them.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You're talking mad shit. Lost to Geno Smith and Pete Carroll.
Geno Smith is a backup quarterback. All right.
So Daniel Jones next year. Watch.
I can't even argue. I'm not even arguing with that. Listen, Levi. Shout out to Levi. He hasn't been in a while, but he was like, listen, Daniel Jones is the truth. And, Saquon Barkley is the best running back in the NFL. I ain't say all that, but we're all 6-2, and we're going to be playing the Texans. Now, Texans has been playing hard. I think they've been getting destroyed, but we should win that game at MetLife Stadium. So
who plays? No, the Texans play they play Thursday, don't they? They play the Eagles.
Wait, what am I looking at? The 13th?
Yeah, you're looking at maybe the that's next week.
Oh, next week. Oh, sorry. Let me see what they're
Eagles
looking at.
Eagles play Texans tomorrow.
Okay, so why did they put me all the way over there?
Are the Giants on a bye maybe or something?
Oh, maybe on a bye.
They might be on a bye, and then they're going to lose the next 3 games off that bye, and they're going to be 6-5.
We could bet this right now that they're not going to win and they're not going to lose last. You listen. Everything you said about the Giants has been wrong thus far. You want to go down this?
Listen, I'm a glutton for punishment. So
where's Nova? I'll throw $100 right now. Nova came in already. I know. Yo, listen. Nova is a gambling. Shout out to Nova. He made a good chunk of I don't tell his business, but he did pretty well in a bet a couple days ago. Yeah,
nice.
But yeah. So yeah, they're on the bye. So they're gonna play the Texans. They should beat that team. They should. Eagles run through them, and then Giants gonna run through them, as we dominate. And Odell's coming back. That's what a TikToker said.
Odell's coming back to who? The Giants?
Yeah, that's what a TikToker said. Like,
No,
back.
he ain't coming. Oh, that can no. I don't think he's no.
Well, he's mad. He doesn't want to go back to the Rams. He didn't like the deal. He thought the deal they gave him was insulting. So
yeah, I think he's gonna. I could see him going to the Bills or Baltimore or maybe the Vikings. I could see one of those contenders. I can see him signing with one of those.
Okay, so you're saying so they play the Texans. You got them winning or losing that game?
I mean, they should beat the Texans, but
okay, so you say the next three. They play the Lions.
Texans, Lions, okay. Oh,
Lions, Cowboys, and Commanders. They're not going to lose the next 3 games. They may lose to the Cowboys,
and they might lose to the Commanders.
Nova.
I know. I know Nova's smiling right now.
They're not going to. The Commanders suck, and
Commanders
the
got a
Giants
new
are going to
quarterback.
destroy them.
They got Heineke, man. They got a new quarterback.
They need the owner needs to sell the team. They will never win unless that guy sells the team. And then watch, all of a sudden everything's going to change. Like, I don't know, he's a spell on that thing.
Yeah,
of not success. Yeah. But I'm sorry, Nova, the Giants will destroy your team.
Well,
I don't know what to tell you. But other than that, we'll see you guys again. We don't know what day, because Pedro has, some days he's like, I want to do it. Some days he's like, go fuck yourself, Hannibal. We're not. I want to talk
so
to
listen, hold on. Backstory. So we were gonna go live on Monday. I had it, and it was Halloween. I was like, I gotta spend time with my girls. We're gonna do a fire, and and Hannibal was like so mad. He started like cussing me out, like, no, you can't do it. You can't do this to me.
Now I was like, I go. That was editing. Yeah, all right, man. It's cool.
No. Well, you know what? What's going on this week, man? What do we got this weekend? I mean, I can do a podcast this weekend. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. We'll see what's going on. But we'll see if Ime Udoka actually comes on the to the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
Hopefully he works out with Nia Long. Nia Long comes to Brooklyn. I can help in some way, help them out. Like, I'll talk to Nia Long, and maybe I keep her happy, keeps him happy.
I'll talk to Nia Long. Fuck that.
I think he's going to Brooklyn by himself. Yeah. If he does. Nova's yelling at me. No way we lose to the trash Giants led budget.
I love it.
Listen, right now, I will put a bet on that game. I'll send a text to you, Nova. We'll see. We'll see. You're gonna be a sad guy, Nova Dasher. We'll see. We'll see. But on that note, guys, appreciate another fun one. Thank you guys for coming through. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and we'll definitely see you guys soon. Peace.